So I'm sure many of you are aware of climate change. However, today I would love to educate you all on how this impacts icebergs and glaciers, and then how that will kind of domino effect into our lives in the not so distant future. As a matter of fact, with the way we as humans are carrying ourselves and disrespecting the environment right now, some of these changes will be noticeable within the next 15 years. First off, what are icebergs? That's a great question. Icebergs are large chunks of ice that break off from glaciers. Icebergs generally float in the ocean, but are made of frozen fresh water, not salt water. So now that you know what icebergs are and where they come from, I'm going to explain why they're melting as quick as they are, and that is mainly due to these things called greenhouse gases. These gases contribute to the greenhouse effect by absorbing infrared radiation, mainly being carbon dioxide and chlorofluorocarbons. However, if that process sounds a little confusing, I made a nice visual that clearly represents this process in action. Okay, so basically, in this diagram that I've drawn, the sun is shooting rays at the earth, okay? And about half of these rays bounce off the earth and do their own thing, as shown right here and right here. Some of these rays, however, are kind of absorbed into the earth's atmosphere and just kind of radiate the earth and make it a little bit warmer. Now, what's happening is that we're releasing gases into the atmosphere that actually trap too many or too much of these rays, and they're warming up the earth too much. And basically, the earth is warming up so much that it's globally impacting the temperature, and that basically makes the earth a giant oven that's not suitable for icebergs here. So who cares if the icebergs are melting? It's not like it could do anything catastrophic to humanity. That's where you're wrong. As icebergs melt, the sea level is slowly rising, and the sea level rise will cause major problems in the near future for humanity. And big cities like Miami and New York City could be flooded by 2050 if the sea level keeps rising at the rate it is now. It will not just be people affected by the icebergs melting and the sea level rising, as seals, polar bears, walruses, as well as seabirds all live and thrive on these icebergs, and without them, they have no home, and therefore they might face a higher chance of extinction. Polar bears specifically are animals that could actually go extinct within the century if the icebergs melt, because they actually make dens and they have homes in these icebergs, and without the icebergs they can't make their homes, and if they can't have their homes they're gonna die. So you might be wondering, is there anything we can do to slow down or stop these icebergs from melting and ruining the earth? Yes, there is. If we just reduce the amount of greenhouse gases that we release into the air with activities like coal mining, aviation, and deforestation, this would significantly reduce the amount of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere right now. So in conclusion, icebergs and glaciers melting are a big deal, and they will greatly impact the way we live. Fortunately, we have around 10 years before all these changes will be permanent, so that should be more than enough time to get our act together and make some changes in the way we're living. So ask not what the earth can do for you, but what you can do for the earth.